our next guest, who left Iran shortly before this war, has sadly lived through 3 others, including the Iran-Iraq war when she was just a young girl. She's experienced the trauma of the regime firsthand. She is here tonight to share her thoughts. Shahrzad Khayatian, thank you so much for being here. Can you share some of what you experienced growing up and how the regime impacted your life?
Hello, thank you for having me. Actually, as you said, I was born during the Iran-Iraq war, which was an 8-year war. And my generation are traumatized with that war, which could have been finished earlier, but the delusional leaders of Iran continued the war for 8 years. And now I am experiencing the 3rd war during my life, the 3rd direct war, I mean, because being born in Middle East and being born and raised in the Middle East, you will feel war every time, every day around you. So that I cannot say it is only the 3rd war, but still my whole generation is traumatized with that. And now look at what is happening in Iran. I really want to talk. I really want to be the voice of Iranians now. I don't want to talk only about myself, but Islamic Republic. I won't add of Iran part because they're not. Has silenced the voice of a nation during difficult and dangerous days of war. I'm talking about 90 million people, and 9-0, you know, and this is not even the first time. This considers a wide torture, not only for those who are inside, but also for our huge diaspora, around 10 million people around the world. Since this January, this is the 5th week. This is the start of the 5th week that Iranian people do not have access to free world. And I have to admit that during the war, internet is not a luxury. And it is a vital tool for people to survive. And this is what the government and the regime is doing to its own people. We are not talking about just foreigner wars. You know, after Iran and Iraq war, another war started inside. I remember myself always fighting with the government for my basic rights, and still after I'm almost 43, and still after 43 years, I cannot say that I have my rights, and none of them. It is always the vast violation of human rights back there in Iran.
And I'm so happy you're safe, but I understand that your family is still in Tehran right now. Can you tell us about your family? Have you been able to make contact with them? Do you know if they're safe?
Actually, yes, my family and my friends are in Iran. My heart is with them, with all of them, not even with those who I don't know, but I know they're suffering of a war there, and also suffering from a tyrannical regime. No, I haven't heard anyone's voice yet. Some people very randomly, they get connected. I have heard that they even pay 5 times more for a VPN to get connected, maybe for half an hour, if that would work with a very slow pace. The speed is very bad, and they get connected only for maybe for 3 or 4 Instagram stories to write down we are still alive, and that's the worst thing that is happening. No, I haven't heard of my family yet, but just a friend got connected 3 days ago. I asked them to call my mom and tell me if she's still alive, and this is very terrifying. I don't know how to express my feelings now.
Oh, it must be gut-wrenching. It must be just like a pit in your stomach at all times. Was your friend able to confirm that your mother is safe?
Yes, 3 days ago. I know that 3 days ago she was safe, but still, there are bombing all around my home, and I see the footage come out from Iran, and I see that most of the bombardments are around our house, and I cannot feel free until I understand that everyone are safe.
Of
It is not
course.
only about my mom.
What
Yeah.
are your hopes for the future of the leadership in Iran and the future of the country and the people there?
Um, Actually, I have to say that people has paid expenses for the delusional, the guy that you're just showing the picture, the delusional evil that we have paid expenses for that for 47 years. And now, just 2 months ago, they shut down the internet and killed more than 45,000 people who were protesting for their basic rights. Bare hand, there were no guns or anything, but they shoot people in the streets, mostly young people who are suffering from the economical crisis that is that I blame the regime for that. I only blame the regime for that. The all sanctions and everything. So I believe that if now also in the war, the people are the ones who have to pay for the expenses, that horror, everything they did. Some people I have heard that they're in residential areas, they have lost their homes and everything. So if they are the ones who have to pay again for these expenses, everything that I'm here from inside and outside of Iran is the hope of the total collapse of the regime. No one wants the Islamic Republic anymore, and they're only hoping for for aftermath of the war. They're hoping for totally free and without Islamic regime, without any of them, you know. And I hope that there won't be even a cell of them in the next government.
I hear it. I hear it. Shahrzad Khayatian, I am truly wishing you and your family all of the best going forward.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for joining us and sharing.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.